Maybe it's getting a little warmer. Was it just me? Yeah. At the risk of inflating y'all's egos and your heads, especially you, Miss Cannon, before you even start actively practicing in this court. I mentioned I try to do it when individuals, especially in these arraignment dockets, are considering whether or not they want to seek court-appointed counsel. There's such a endemic concept and thought that public defenders' offices are overworked, undermanned, and that the quality of representation is somehow lacking when compared to a shiny shoe private lawyer that charges bunches of money to represent individuals in the same cases. In some instances, of course, that's going to be true, but the reverse is true as well. You know, we've got lots of attorneys that drive around in really fancy cars. Heck, I may be one of them. I don't know that, that are private pay attorneys whose quality is just not there. And so I always try to be mindful of that. And the only reason that I'm saying this is to compliment y'all both. The defendants, especially, misdemeanor defendants, they really don't have a concept or an understanding of what it takes to go to any law school, let alone the quality of law schools that both of y'all have graduated from. And it's important for not only when I'm trying to make sure that everybody that doesn't want an attorney understands that they get the best attorneys that they could spend money on for free. I think it's also important for you guys to understand that I do recognize just the level of quality of your education just based on the parchment, the school that you went to. And oftentimes, I guess, or sometimes that might not relate into the quality of work that occurs outside of law school. More often than not, where you go to law school is a great indicator of the quality of an attorney that you're going to be in your professional career. And so I mean it sincerely. If Trawl has done nothing else, and they've done a lot of other things, they've brought a really, really top-notch level of attorney to represent those of us that are less fortunate and can't afford an attorney. And I just, it continually surprises me to see y'all come down here, and I love y'all's passion and your desire to help out. I know there's other benefits that come along with that, with respect to giving back and exercising and executing your civic duty in that way. And so I do recognize and applaud that. And hopefully when you're done, you'll have learned something. And I, certainly your time before me hopefully won't make you a worse attorney. If you just stay the same, then I think I've done an okay job. But anyway, Mr. Connors, you're back. You're also, of course, a fellow Trala alum. So my comment
That's right, Judge.
to you as well.
Thanks. I heard those were some kind words, but it sure is great to see these fabulous young attorneys. And whether or not they're here in town, Ariel, it's just great.
So. Same, Mr. Connors.
The speech does make a difference, though, because in other courts, when it's, I think when it's not as encouraged, we actually do get less appointments. And obviously we have a lot of work, but I also think I'm always happy when clients are aware of how important their right to counsel is. So I really do appreciate that.
My pleasure. Mr. Connors?
Yes, before we hop back into the docket, I also want to reiterate that I appreciate those kind words and the encouragement, and I'm excited to be here, although not physically present yet, but virtually and soon in person. So thank you.
You're welcome. And it's going to be great when you get down here. It's just a little hot. Mr. Connors, do we have any further announcements or status on Mr. Hernandez's matters?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hernandez just, speaking of Trala, just completed a plea in the district court and was placed on 2 years probation. With that in mind, in the interest of justice, and given the fact that he's on probation and just placed on that, really can't start that probation if he's sitting in the jail. We're going to dismiss these 1.5-year-old cases on him in the interest of justice, and those paperwork's on your way to your court right now.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Connors. Those motions to dismiss will be signed upon receipt. Mr. Hernandez, congratulations. And I guess more importantly, good luck. You've got a long path ahead of you. But
I already know, man.
Yeah, don't mess up. All right.
Man, look, man.
Hey, listen, orange is my favorite color, but it does not a good look on you. All right.
All
so
right.
Get out of that and go do good things with your life. All right.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate
You're welcome,
it.
sir. You're excused.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna. Oh shoot! There goes Mr. Bullock. Damn it. Excuse my language. When he comes back, he'll go get Mr. Harris, and that'll be it, I think. Uh-oh. Is there somebody here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll be it for the day. Okay. Mr. Connors, I'll just go ahead and say something quick. Mr. Connors, Mr. Loy has indicated that there may be additional unfiled cases with CA numbers for Mr. Hernandez. And there's also one or more for Mr. Harris as well that, of course, aren't on the docket this morning, but just to make sure that we bring them to your attention.
Thanks, Judge.
I feel really bad. Mr. Bullock or Lieutenant Bullock is going to have to, wherever he went, he's going to have to probably go all the way back there again as soon as he gets back.
He may be doing this by himself, Judge, so he has to make that walk regardless.
Yeah. No.
That new jail is a labyrinth, I understand. It's a nice labyrinth.
Yes, sir. I was there yesterday. It's the training center is just wonderful. It's a really nice building. We're thinking about kicking them out, and we're going to move the county judge's office over there.
It's great.
I'm sure there's some individuals who would like to see my office be behind a cell door.
That was my impression I had when I first visited to probation, those nicest trailers on the planet. I thought, maybe I should be on probation.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
I don't know what Miss Luna would say. I didn't, that's rude of me, Miss Luna. You may be.
I have nothing to say because we're live on YouTube.
My name is
No.
Michael. My name is Michael Knight, and I approve this message.
Lieutenant, I'm so sorry I didn't catch you on your way out. We need
Yes.
we need Justin Harris now, and we'll be putting him in a private room too. So
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
thank you, sir.
Can you give me Justin Harris?
I'm gonna go ahead and do that move thing.
Hey, Judge, speaking of, do you know when they're supposed to start picking up misdemeanors now? Or serving misdemeanor warrants? Just curious. Maybe you would know.
Not yet. I'm not sure, but we're getting closer, I believe, in all honesty. I'm not sure that the whoever the organization that our jail, like TAC for us, I'm not sure that their recommendations have changed too substantially from what they were before.
Okay.
I imagine there's a whole lot of misdemeanor warrants out there.
They just keep piling up. But that's all right. We'll get it taken care of. We always do.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, Neil, you can go. I mean, go to the private room. Perfect. I didn't know he froze, right? That was kind
In
of
that private room now.
not sure about his mustache. Not bad. Oh, see if I can learn this real quick. Here's a good question for you, Ms. Ganem. This is a bellwether question. Your answer matters. It's important. And depending on how you answer, it could color my initial impressions of you.
Okay.
Given the option, are you team Westlaw or team LexisNexis?
Oh, this is an important question. So I have a rather elaborate answer, which is that all through law school, I used Lexis. And so was a Lexis fan, appreciated the, I don't know if they've always been doing this, but for law students, they give you like points for all of the searches that you conduct essentially. And then you can cash in those points for real life money dollars.
Really?
Yeah, so I did appreciate that, but more recently I have been using Westlaw, and I think I might have a little bit of a bias towards Westlaw now.
Good. That was the right answer. And the court will recognize your discretion in the way that you couch that comment, because when I went to law school, we did have LexisNexis and Westlaw, but they didn't give us money. So it was quite some time ago. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully you cashed in with a lot of search.
I did. I graduated with about $400 worth of Lexis dollars. So I
Wow.
appreciated that about it, but I've now switched teams. So
Yeah, girl.
that's been my moral transformation over the last year or so.
When I graduated from law school, I went to work at a law firm in Houston, and we had a full library, and we were only a couple blocks from my law school library, and we had unlimited Westlaw and LexisNexis, and it was just it just didn't matter. I mean, they would just cut the time, whatever the billing, it just didn't matter. It was awesome. And when I moved down to Beeville in 2010, which is a long time ago now, I didn't have access to any of that stuff. And so it's amazing what like the Texas Bar website, Texas Bar CLE, you can find for free or for a more reasonable annual fee. And it's gotten to the point now where I used to be very proficient with both Westlaw and LexisNexis. And now I don't have the time or the patience or the interest to try to relearn it. So the tools are very powerful, beat the heck out of the books.
I'm not sure I would even know where to start if I had to go to a hard copy.
That's another good question. When y'all did your legal research and writing courses, your first year of law school, I presumed y'all had those. Did y'all learn how to go through and do your subsequent case history and learn how to utilize digests and indexes to determine where the law that you needed would be in the reporters? Did y'all have to do that like hard, like in the
Training was like Westlaw training, which is funny.
I don't even know if they still print the book. I really don't know, but we had to spend a lot of time trying to figure out, okay, what's the area of law that we're looking for and what's the actual issue and then try to find it. And Westlaw and Lexis is so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah, I found a lot of our training also was around federal law.
Mhm.
So going into to state law in my internships, starting that time, just figuring out how to navigate on Westlaw, where they'd have guides to I know I did an internship in Illinois. And so there's like Illinois guide to criminal law, and that helped me a lot, but no one really trained us about that.
For Texas, yeah, that gets tough. And we have a lot of treatises,
Mhm.
So we're good.
Slowly with CLE trainings, learning all of the different Texas law.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, oil and gas and real estate's unique for us. Marital property differs from y'all's, but $265 a year. You pay that. You can have access to all of the Texas Bar CLE written materials for all of their different CLE courses, and that's probably the best bang for your buck to figure out your updated, what's the status of the case law, whether it's advanced or if it's how do you draft a will or how do you probate an estate.
I think we also get that for free because we're a nonprofit.
You guys probably do.
Yeah, I've gone done some of the trainings. The DWI law is very interesting, and they have all the guides that come with the trainings.
It's good. We never stop learning.
Yeah.
Fortunately or unfortunately. I'm trying to get into Westlaw right now, but apparently I don't know my password. It's another problem, growing old. So. Hmm. Mhm. What'd you do? Oh, I saw that. This clock is wrong too. This computer says it's 10:40 a.m. Shoot. Hey, Mr. Connors,
Hey, Judge.
how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good. So interesting way to finish the afternoon. I guess Mr. Harris is coming back as soon as somebody presses a button for him.
Yeah, we
Um,
can wait a minute.
And I think Trala will want to be pay attention to this, which is good.
While we're waiting on him, I was just going to comment, and I'll tell everybody in the world on YouTube, all of our 50 viewers, or 2 viewers, I don't know how many we have. Anyway, it's not that interesting. I'm not going to tell anyone. Oh, there's Monsieur. Let me see if I can, they've got 60 seconds to get out of the room. I took a pork butt last night. I've got this cool pellet grill. I put a 7.5 pound pork butt on it last night at 6:15 is when I started putting the spices and stuff on it. And they say 2 hours per pound. So that's 15.5 hours, 7 p.m. That puts me squarely in the middle of our morning docket. When I was up this morning at 5:30, I checked it and I was really close. I was at 195 and really it needs to be between 200 and 205. So I was like, oh man, I'm going to go get dressed. And then before I take my son to school and come to the courthouse, I'll take it off real quick, wrap it in tinfoil. It's going to be perfect. But I forgot. And fortunately, I know everybody's really concerned. Fortunately, when we got done with the morning docket, I did have, like, Mr. Harris is not here. When I did get there, I was able to salvage it. It wasn't burned to a crisp. So that was very good. But literally, I smell like a barbecue pit right now. And I don't even think it's my clothes. I just think it's my face, or I don't know what it is, but hopefully it's not my tie. Everything else can be cleaned.
That's awesome.
Real problems. Let's see what happened to Mr. Harris.
Mr. Harris.
Is Mr. Harris still around, ma'am? Would you bring him? Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Raven, you doing okay this afternoon?
Yes, I am.
Great. Next time we do this, it'll be in person.
On the 13th, I believe, right?
Sure.
I think it's the 13th. My birthday's the 14th. I'll be 39 again.
Congratulations. That's a good age.
39 and holding, huh?
Yes. For the 20th.
I gave up at 26, so that's for those of you on the call that are young. That's basically it. That's where you plateau. Everything's downhill after that.
That's been a while ago.
Nonsense. Mr. Harris.
Harris?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Connors, do we have anything to announce on any of the 3 Harris matters before the court this afternoon?
Yes, Judge. So Mr. Harris and I were working through this, and I believe he would like to advise the court of his, based on our discussion of some things that pertain to possibly requesting counsel. And then maybe I'll follow up with that. And well, let me just say this, Your Honor, towards the end of our conversation, I learned that Mr. Harris believes that he has been indicted in this county in a district court manner for a state jail felony, perhaps, and just as recently as 11th of March, but is uncertain of his counsel appointment or anything that has occurred up to now. And so that's actually what he thinks may have brought him into the jail. But I know that for purposes of this, I think all of that may be simplified by the fact that with this nice conversation I had with Mr. Harris, we discussed the advantage of having counsel and the availability of counsel to him.
Mr. Harris, would you like to seek court-appointed counsel at this time, sir?
Well, yes, sir. If I can, if they're going to give me the help that I'm looking for, the aid, then I would. I would definitely be interested in that. Yes, sir.
Okay, great, Mr. Harrison, they will. You don't get a better quality of lawyer. You really, truly don't. And it's a mistake to come down into the arena where all lawyers are the ones that get to talk and not be a lawyer. So it's in your best interest.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir.
So what's going to happen, Mr. Harris? I know you're not going to be going anywhere, but in the next day or so, Mr. Diaz will be reaching out to you. There's a form that you have to fill out. He'll walk you through it. Once that form hits my desk, I will appoint you counsel. Unless there's a conflict, that counsel will be somebody affiliated with the Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid. And once you're represented by counsel, then you'll be on your way. So expect Mr. Diaz to be visiting you in the next couple days. Do you have any other questions at this time?
No, sir, not at this time. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
And Judge, I also, in Mr. Harris and I conversation, I think it's fair to say that I'd identified that in working with our local public defender, that it would seem that the peer mental health advisor there might be interested in working in this case. And I would just point that out to Mr. Harris had indicated that to me, and I thought I'd convey it to my colleagues.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mr. Connors. Mr. Harris, is there anything further that you need to bring before the court this afternoon?
Not unless there is a way that we can run everything concurrent together with all the charges I have instead of doing it like misdemeanor and then running court later on. I wish we could just run it all together. If that's a possibility, then that would be something I would like.
And the court appreciates that. That would be something that your lawyer and the various prosecutors would have to work out and then bring before the court. So,
Okay.
but that would be a good solution for you. And regardless of what happens, I wish you the best of luck. Okay.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. You have a good day, and you're excused. You can go ahead and
Thank
get
you.
off the call.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That concludes our docket. Is there anything else that needs to come before the court for the good of the community?
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you all very much for
Hope
your
you
time.
enjoy your food that you made.
What's that?
Hope you enjoy the food you made.
Yes, yeah. Thank you. I hope so too.
Okay.
Hopefully
Good seeing
that'll-
you all. And Natalie, good luck.
See you later.
Thank you.
See y'all soon. Take care.
Judge.
Bye.